MSV. Anyone can confirm? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now today we'll talk about today we'll talk about how we can start with the web development and which all factors is involved, where which all tools we can use it, and other than that we'll build two interactive form or website pages. One with the website title where you can see some of the menu bars. Other than that, how we can display the contents and footers. So this is the header sections and this is the footer sections. Other than that, we'll also see how we can create an interactive contact us form. So these two we'll learn here. Now, when it comes to the website designing is having a different, or website development is having a different factors involved. So whenever you will have a look on website, you can see a left panel. Sometimes with the left panel, middle or center, we can call out, or right panel. This is also divided into the two other factors like top, bottom, which is called as, either you can call as header and footer. So footer is basically this sections here you can see at the rate 2023 copyrights by the company name. Then this is your website name. This panel is called as this blank panel. This one is called as your left, this is right, and this is the center where you can see this content is available. Sometimes you will have just two layouts, one left panel and right panel. There is no center available. So depending on the website owner how they wanted to make it, and based on that they will take a decisions. So whenever we are creating any website, that website itself is built with not only any a single programming language. Sometimes we need some scripting. So this scripting language will help us to design interactive form or design an interactive website. So basically, it's a combination of forms which is integrated together, which makes our website much more interactive. So here, if I will show you some of the website like revise IO. Now, this section itself is built of some type of either WordPress form and all, where you cannot see any left and right. Form itself is having top and bottom approach, where you can see whenever you scroll down, you will see all those sections are lined one by one. But generally, building this type of website required more responsiveness. Otherwise, your page will load bit slower. When you will have the left, right, and center panel, that time the contents are less as compared to this, because here they are displaying everything in one page itself. So here when we are loading the page, it will take time if you have the less space. But if you have provided the proper scripting language and loading terminologies, that time it will not consider that much time to load it. So this is called as top and bottom approach, where you can see this website looks like whenever you scroll down, you will have all those contents on one page. Next, I will show you like W3 schools. Now, initially, this W3 school was built to see this. When you will jump into the home page will have the some top and bottom approach. After that, they have the panels. So these panels, these are left panel, and here they have given us for the advertising where they are earning from this. So this is the right one, and this contains the center. While building this, there are two major components are required. One with the HTML5 language or HTML, and second with the JavaScript or CSS. So JavaScript is basically used for the events. So whenever I'm calling or clicking on this tab, what happened? It will call the second page. So this is a new page which is opening, right? So this is called as event trigger. So this event trigger are basically either navigations or event. When I will click on this tab, again, this is a event, or we are navigating something. Let's consider you are getting some pop-up message. So that pop-up message are basically a JavaScript code. But making this website interactive, we are using CSS, that is cascaded style sheet, where you are integrating HTML code, sorry, CSS code within the HTML to make website looks much more clear. So this is the outline how you can or what is website and how we are starting with it. So whenever you want to build any web pages or websites, normally you need one applications to be started. You can also use it Notepad, but when you will use this Notepad or any other application like Visual Studio, you will have in market many tools are available. So this will give you a proper outline where you can add comments, comment out and all. So this makes your life easy rather than just creating in Notepad, because Notepad is having a linear structure. You cannot define each and every functions. When it comes to this, here you can see every components are separated. So if I will click on close, it will be much easier when your code goes beyond 50 lines. But when you write in notepads, plain notepad, what happens? You won't be able to differentiate it. So if after creating this, if I want to just minimize it, I can minimize the sections so that I can work easily within head section. Here, if you want to just minimize the style, style is minimized. If I want to open this body sections, I can see all those body sections are available. So that's the reason we are using or coders are using some type of applications. Either you can use Visual Studio or you can use uh, Notepad++. Then you have several other tools are available in the market. You can use it. Web3 also available in nowadays. Companies are offering online platform where you can use this type of platform to build the solutions. Any questions so far? Now, how to start with this? First, you will need the schema or design format, how what you wanted to build. So let's consider you want to build this exactly similar type of web page like this, and this contact us form which contains, this is the text box. These are called as text box. This is a container where you can add lengthy messages. These are having some limitations like limitation in it means the size limitations, where you can add 255 character for these two text boxes, but this one is not limited at all, where you can add as many as number you want, but totally depending on your database as well. If you're storing this contact information, you have to provide n number of limitations, sorry, n number of width to save all those informations. So if you will limit to 500 words or 300 words, then it will go just 300 or take this 300 words, and after that it will not take anything. So you will get a pop-up message or some error message, just remove some of the words. So to start with, yes. Okay. So we learned some type of, you already aware of the HTML coding and all, but still I wanted to just give you some insight. Based on that, we'll see the main code. So here we are writing the HTML header and HTML opening brace and HTML closing brace, right? After that, in this sections, we will add head closing, and then title. You can define it. Title and close title. So that's done. The structure and main body is here, where you can create your detailed body sections in this syntax. So this is your complete syntax where you'll define each and every sections. So without this HTML header and HTML opening a tag and closing tag, you won't be able to run this code because this is a giving. These are the attributes. So head, title, body are called as the attributes of HTML tag. Even in head sections, also you can have the attributes, right? So a similar way, you can create a syntax and based on the syntax, continue writing your code. And these pages are built with the HTML formats. And once you are done with these, you can save it. There is a no major difference between HTML and HTML5. There are enhancements. So some of the tags are not available in HTML, plain HTML language, but when it comes to the HTML5, you can use audio tags. You can use a more descriptive way of division. Then you can use some meta tag, and you also have the encryptions of video and audio tags. XML formatting. You can perform XML formatting using HTML5. So HTML is a complete package where you can build your code based on the OOPS concept. But when it comes to the plain HTML language, plain HTML is just giving you a plain syntax where you can build a static. But here you can integrate with any other add-ons as well. So this is a difference between HTML and HTML5. By using HTML5, we can also build mobile applications. So that's the reason these are the enhancements of HTML. The HTML5 is the enhancement. So they have removed the loopholes of HTML5, HTML, plain HTML, I mean. So this is a syntax where you can define. And whenever, remember that whenever you are creating any websites, try to keep your CSS file separate. Reason behind it, when you will decide to create 5 pages website, that 5 pages website will goes, the code will goes minimum 5,000 lines, 3,000, 4,000, or 5,000 lines, right? So if you will return back and try to modify some of the codes, it will be much tougher. So that's the reason it's always separate your CSS. And then the second reason is whenever you will inbuild the CSS file and launch your website on server, or when you will purchase the domain name and all and launch your website on server, what happens, your CSS will also showcase to the end user. So which is not good at all. Anyone can or intruder, it means hacker, can attack on your website because they know the complete schema of your website. But when you will embed it, this is called as embedding, where you're storing JavaScript and CSS file with a different format, different files, not within your HTML. So that is called like external CSS. When you are adding or embedding CSS code within an HTML file, it means that is called as internal. So internal and external CSS. Always keep external CSS like this. Uh, Here there's one file. Let me show. Okay, like this. You can build the CSS file externally and embed within this. So embedding is very much easy. You can embed into tags either in head or in body. So in both way it will work. So you don't have to write much line of code. This is the syntax. Within the syntax, let me show you here. I just embedded like this, right? Where you can just add link, relations, the style sheet name, and the reference. When you are storing both the files in the same folder, just add the name.css. If you are storing the layout, the CSS file in different folder, define the complete path. Whenever we are uploading on domain, this code we are uploading on domain, always we have to define the proper path. Otherwise, this CSS style will not work, right? So in this case, let me copy this header meta. Now, See, this is a very lengthy. Within 1 hour, we won't be able to build both of this. I will explain you what and where you can use this and what is the meaning of these tags. So Meta is defining a viewport contain its device width or initial scale is 1.0. That is the standard. But if you want to define or change the scale, you can maybe raise it to 2.0 or 3.0, right? And this is the YouTube format where you can read the characters. Some of the characters are not readable in HTML because these are the programming languages, right? If you will not define it, you won't be able to read it. So you have to define this UTF-8 where you can read all those text. But here, when you will define UTF-8, you won't be allowed to read some of the non-printable character. When you will search on the website like non-printable character, you will get many characters which is not printable. It means when you will do the printing, right, these characters will be not available in your printout. So here to adjust these characters, we have to write in a separate way, which will not work at all with the UTF-8 format. So there is not only limited to this one, the series. These characters are non-printable. So whenever you do the printout, it will not print or it will not get printed within your file. So these we are specially arranging even when you are adding math related functions like root square and all, that also needs math ML functions to be added. Otherwise you cannot add into the HTML. That is the separate functions within HTML file. So that's the reason there are some additional functions added within HTML file where you can call those functions and use it according to your requirement. If you want to add pi cannot be easily added. You have to use some of the functions. Based on that, you can add within the HTML. So these are the non-printable characters which you cannot use directly, where you have to define some formats to be readable. So it means you are giving input to the programming to the program. Hey, might be we can accept this, and the UTF format is having a different variations which is already defined in the code. That's the reason we are just using character set. Title is responsive layout example, so I will remove here from it, and we have embedded this layout.css. So let's build first structure, then we'll talk about the layout.css. Any questions till now?
No, sir.
Anyone? Okay, perfect. Now, in the body sections, here I want some header. So here, if you can see in the website, we have the this is a header. So I want some header to be added. So I will use here header. Yeah, I'm trying to explain as much as possible. But see, because we are going to connect for few hours, so it won't be possible for me to cover everything. But here I'm making easy for you. So if you want to learn more about HTML and HTML5, I will refer few of the video. By watching that, you will be able to understand everything. So here for adding header is having a specific formats or size. That's the reason we are using an H1 tag is used for the higher fonts. So H1 is a higher font. H1 to H6 we have 6 tags. So this is the header. And now I want some navigations to be added. And these navigations, we will define some of the styling within our CSS. So just let's understand this. Let me save this so that we can have in some format. Website layout dot html, that is extension. Now you can see it's converted into the some format. So navigations, and we'll use some navigation, closing of navigation. Now In this, I want some menu tabs to be added. So these menu tabs, we can these, I mean home, about, services, and contact us. So navigations, we are adding some style. That's the reason you can see differences. So this section is different and this one is a different, right? So that's the reason. And this differentiation we will create it through CSS. So here I want to use list, unordered list, where I don't want to define the attributes. We'll use just list. And now next I want four options to be displayed. So here I will add li and then we'll define their tabs. href. And when you will use this type of applications, what happens? You will get smart suggestions. So these, whenever I'm typing, if I will get these are the smart suggestions which is appearing. It means it's indicating this is the right command or code which you can use it. Or if you're not getting smart suggestions, it means either your system is slow or your tag is not perfect. Here, I'm just marking hash. Reason behind it, we are not defining any pages. As of now, we have not created. But in this sections, if you want navigations to be applied or navigations to be working, you have to define the page link here. Now, home. And when then this, I will close this ahref. And next is list. Close of list. So by using this unlist and list sections, we can create the header sections, and designing we will do it through CSS. I'm copying and pasting it 4 times so that I can create other menus. About, then services. So next is contact. Now this is done. If you want, I will show you the result. Now you can see this. Because why it's got generated? Because we have already embedded the CSS file. Is if I will remove it from my code, it won't generate. I'm just removing it and save this. Then I will refresh it. I won't be able to see the designing part. Can you see? It's simple enough, right? So without CSS, it looks like this. Otherwise, we have to do the lot more formatting. So here you can modify it. So I will revert it back. And once I will save, refresh the page, you can see this got generated. Perfect. Now, next is we want to build main sections. In main section, we have within this website, we wanted to add these tags. And finally, I want to add the footer sections. So we will add main and footer sections to complete this. So here navigation is closed and next is main, where we will add some value. Within this, I want to define section. Here I will use h2 tag, and within this we'll add welcome to our logo site. Demo site. Close of h2. Then I want to add some paragraph. So within the paragraph, we'll define p for paragraph. Close p. In most of the times, you have to open and use open and close tags. But yes, HTML is also having some of the tags which not require the closing tag. Right. So here in paragraph, let me think, maybe I can route. This is our interns demo website. Fine. Now we want to list down some of the other factors like our services. I will just add some list, and within that we'll add some of the services. So here I want to add one more section. Let me close this one. And next one, I will open a new section. Section is we are segregating. You can also use division or sections. Both will work. So in sections, we have given some of the styling to be added. So close of section. And further, we'll use S2, our services. H2. Next will be unordered list. UL. And then the list. Here I will add programming. Closing of list. Second, third. So here in these sections, I will add Python. This one is web development. Let's keep till here. Section is closed. After that, I want audio controls. If you want, you can add it, but let's proceed with footer only. So footer section, I will add here. In the footer sections, we'll add copyright message. So here we'll add closing of footer. And next, we'll add within the paragraph, we'll write this message. @copy your company name. So here, let me write paragraph and then %copy. So %copy command will help us to generate the symbol. Let me show you. This is a complete command. This is our page. Now you can see this will generate, even if you want to generate some other symbols like marketing, you can add for registrations, you will use REG. So refresh this and you can see registration. For marketing, you can use M. M will be marketing or trademark. For a trademark symbol, you can use trade, but the code is same. Every time you can use % trade or registers or marketing, you will use it. But as of now, we want copyright message. So copy, that is done. Semicolons will be required, otherwise this command will not work. So 2024 Rai Gurkul.com. Fine. So this footer will be generated and we have the opening, and here we'll close paragraph. Otherwise, this might get applied to other tags. That's it. Our website is ready. Now we want to modify some sections. So here we will need this in the separate design so that it will looks like our sections. Here I think we have not used some of the closer. That's the reason it's extended to other codes. So section is closed here, section is open. Navigations, order list, navigation close, main, we have not closed main. Sections. Main we have opened, but we have not closed anywhere. Sections. Let's close here. Now it's got divided. That's the difference. And anywhere we have not used anything. Header. During the header, I think we have not closed anywhere. So before, after this header. Fine. Yes, division. So we might missed one of the tags to be closed. Otherwise, this color code is not extended. So that's the only difference. Okay, sorry here. This one. Save it. And within the HTML, so HTML is such a interesting language. By using that, you won't get any error at all. At least you will get something to be displayed on your site. So here that's the reason we have not closed the header sections. That's the reason it's the color code is extended to the other section as well. It means you are getting the response, but that response is or the result is not right. Okay, now this is done. Our front end is ready, but we have to understand the CSS part. So CSS part is much more important because otherwise you won't be able to define this attractive. And even if you want me to just remove it, I will remove this and you will see the difference. So your website will look like that. So that's the main reason we are using either CSS or JavaScript to making website attractive and dynamic. So this is looks like a perfect website. Let's understand the CSS part. So here we are using layout.css. Okay. Now to write the CSS, this is a commented line. So don't worry about it. This we have used it for defining or giving the definitions. When we are building up 5 or 6 pages of website, normally the CSS is not smaller. That's the reason every time we are defining the definitions in the comment out section so that whenever you return back to update your website, you won't find any difficulties. If you want to change any one sections, you can easily do it. Otherwise, what happens? You will struggle to first find the command, right? Which command you want to update it. So it's always better to use this type of definitions. So even though if you're not doing this, one of your colleague or team member is doing it, they will be easily able to understand. So how we can build the CSS? Whatever design or format you want, you can define within the CSS. So here, just type body. Body is tag which we are using here. So what you want to be added there, simply write their tags name here or with the ID. So both way it will work. So this time I'm showing you with tag, but you can also add with the ID. As of now, we have not defined the attributes ID. That's the reason you can directly use their tag name. So body H1, H2, P, UL, and list. All 6 tags you can give margin 0 and padding 0. So margin is basically this when you will open the website, this is the margin, and padding is normally the space between two lines. So that we have defined here. Style for the header. So header color code, if you want to change background color code, instead of 3, just change it to 4 and you will get a difference. Can you see the difference? It looks like a reddish, red reddish. So this is the RGB pattern, red, green, and blue. Based on that, you can define it. So I'm reverting it back to 3. So this is the background color. This one is the text color. So either you can use this hexadecimal code or with numbers. So hexadecimal code is working from 0 to 16 bit format, which includes your number 0 to 9 number plus 6 alphabets. Sorry, no, 7 alphabets till F. So this is how you can define your text color. Text alignment, its center and padding is 20 pixel. So here, when you will jump into this, this is our design, right? Header design, and the space between upper line and lower line, that is padding. So it's defined 20 pixel. If I will raise it to 40, you will see the difference. See this. This font size or header is changed, right? So now the difference is 40 from here and 40 from here. So let me revert it to 20. Even if you want, you can keep 10 as well, depending on your design. Now navigation. In the navigation also, we have defined the background color, which is 444, color, text color, and text alignment, which is center. Exactly a similar way, you can also define for navigation URL. Whenever you will have navigation URL, list style is none. If you want to define navigation UL and list, where let me explain you. Navigation UL and L, these three tags definitions will work together. And initially, when we have used navigations and list, that will work in the different way. Anyone can accept that others who has joined. Now, next one is for navigation A, that is for our link tag. You can see decoration is done and color is #FFF. Main is having a bit of 800 pixel. If you want to just raise and see the difference, 1000. Let me save it. I will not refresh the page. Let me show you first this. This is our main. So now once I will refresh, you can see the difference. So let me keep it just 800. And margin is 0 auto pixel, padding is still 20 pixel. So you can always keep the symmetry. So here, if you can see, padding is 20 pixel in all the sections. We have not used any other. For footer section, it's a different reason behind it. Footer is always on the smaller side of it. So even you can change the, whenever you add padding, and the second one is for the margin, you can use symmetry throughout your website. That will look much better. Margin bottom is 20 pixel, and here in the footer sections we have defined color, background color, color. Let me change it to 888. You'll see the difference. See this almost white. If you want to just keep like 555, see it's near to black. 111, which is black. It's not complete black. It's almost closer to black. Once you will define 000, that will become a total black. So here, let me keep it 333. And in the textile also, here we have added FFF. But if you want AAA, that will get changed. Say this, the color got also changed. So this is how you can build your CSS, and for integrations, it's always easy. You can integrate it external CSS file rather than writing. Even if you paste the complete CSS file here also, it will work. But for safety reason, it's always suggested to use this format. So that's all for today. If you have any questions, I will be happy to take it. Any questions from anyone?
So that login page.
Ah, got it. The contact, not login page, it's contact us page.
Yes,
One
sir.
second. Okay. Now this is covered the first one, and with the second one, this one. This is having a form structure. So when you build the form structure is either you can use label. Label is called as this one is a label. These are the labels, or even text. This is a text box. You can also use review button text boxes based on the form structure. So whenever we are building this type of structure, always we are using the form. So here, this time I used here style within the code itself. So I'm using both the structure. One is this one external, and this is for the internal, where you will have this CSS styling, which I will not spend much time here. So I will minimize this. For contact us form, we have not did much thing here. This time I used division, and instead of label, I define here within the header tag. But for other names, you can see I used label. But whenever you want to add the text box, always start with this input, and these are the attributes. So type equal to text, because here we define the text. ID is name, and when you will go to the style here, we have the ID structure. Hmm. Say this label is having a different structure, like display block, font size 14, and font weight is bold, margin bottom. So here you can use the dot form structure, where we are using with the help of ID. But if you have not defined the ID, directly use this type of tags, directly use the tags. So in division, class, form, group, you can define the label and input. So for email, we have just have two options. In email, we have just a label and the text boxes. So that's how the second division, and third division is form grouping, where we can add the message, and this is having 4 rows. If you want, you can just raise it to 10 rows. Once you'll save it, you will have, see, the length got increased. But when we are storing into the database, that's the main point to I want to call out here. When we are storing in the database, this structure is not defined. We are defining the limitations or the size, maximum size length in the database itself. So whenever user will exceed the length, they will get an immediate message pop up. And finally, for button, type equal to submit and this button. So as of now, here we have used 3 division, and finally the next one is the button to submit it. There is a no event at all, where it will not store anything. That's a layout. For storing informations and other things, we have to integrate with our JavaScript, because that's the main actions will perform. So as of now, this form is simple, where you can see just entry option is available, but it's not showing anywhere. So let's consider I'm just adding test at the rate gmail.com, and next is test demo. Even if this form get cleared out, but it's not showing anywhere. For adding that event, you have to integrate with the JavaScript to store the, or any other language like XML also you can integrate with this, where we need some transportations language. So you can also integrate S, that is called as XHTML. XHTML. So this is how you can design the form, but CSS structure is exactly same. So whenever you are building a new pages, right? So in this case, you will use the same similar structure everywhere. So you can see it in here, it's same, except this style. And within the body, we have just changed this. So if you will understand the structure, it will be easy for you. So that's how we can build it. Any questions from anyone? Okay.